everyone, and welcome to Baazex weekly market updates from Baazex office here in Dubai, lovely Dubai. Last week ended on Friday with a big surprise from President Trump. President Trump announced on Friday that he will impose another 100% tariffs on Chinese products, Chinese exports to America. That's why the stock market, US stock indices, fell sharply on Friday. And by the way, US major stock indices, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and S&P closed lower and lost by more than 1% last week. So it was a negative. But again, on Sunday yesterday, President Trump again said that he is not going to fight China and he is not aiming to have any clash with a Chinese president. So, as we may know, tariffs were and still always a political tool. He wants to pressure. He wants to push China to more negotiations, and he wants to have a higher leverage and higher margin in his trade deal with China. And at the same time, China does not want to initiate any war, any problem with America. And I think the Chinese leadership knows that such tariffs are going to be a political tool. So we may see negotiations in the near future, in next weeks, as I think. Last week, we have seen gold and silver kept increasing, and silver traded at 51, a new record high for the first time ever on silver. 80% gains in silver 2025. It's what a performance. It's amazing performance for silver. And gold, by the way, increased to 4,074 per ounce. So again, a new record in silver, a new record in gold. And, it's proving to everyone that the tangible assets remain the only assets that have value, that save the value, tangible assets, precious metals. At the same time, we have seen that oil prices fell by 3%. Bitcoin lost by more than 10%, but started to recover. Bitcoin is trading today at 115,000, so it fell to 110. And by the way, the cryptocurrency market cap was above $4 trillion just a few days before. Now it is almost a $3.9 trillion. So even the market cap in cryptocurrency fell in the last few days because of what was going on, because of what the President Trump said on Friday. This week is going to be another busy week, but as we may know, and we have to be careful that the U.S. government shutdown continues. So there was no data in the last week. This is very important, guys, because until now, we have not seen any numbers about the U.S. job market, initial jobs claims, and non-farm payroll. This is very important, by the way. And what the White House announced in the last few days is that the layoff of federal government employee will start. So that's why the unemployment in America is likely to increase in the next weeks and months. So on Monday, we will have the OPEC monthly report. Very important to see the supply, the demand trends in the oil market. So it's going to be on Monday. Tuesday, we will have important numbers from Germany, inflation in Germany and employment in UK. And on Tuesday, we will have Federal Chairman Fed Powell speech and Bank of England Andrew Bailey speech on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we will have very important inflation from China. And inflation from China, by the way, was negative in the last month. And on Wednesday, we will have IMF meeting as well. On Thursday, retail sales and BPI from America. We have to keep an eye if this data is going to be released on Thursday. And on Friday, we will have the inflation from Eurozone. Inflation from Eurozone was somehow stable around 2.5%. It's not a big deal for ACB, or it's not a big deal to ECB, actually. So this week is going to be another busy week, and we have to keep an eye on the US data. If the shutdown starts to be ended, and if the White House may have an agreement between Republicans and the Democratic, then the U.S. economic data will start to be released. Until that moment, we keep an eye on the gold, silver. We keep an eye on VIX index, and we keep an eye on political developments from the White House. Developments from the White House. Politics now play a very major role, because everything now is happening. Everything's happening now is politics, actually. So keep an eye on the White House and keep an eye on Trump's comments as well. For more information, follow us on Baazex platform, on Telegram, on X account, and on all other platforms for marketplace and for trades as well. Thank you very much.